Hi, it's Renata here. If it's your first time here, welcome to my channel, The Quanti Girl, where we are going to talk about some topics in programming, in quantitative finance, in pure and applied mathematics, and sometimes about music, because I'm a PhD in mathematics and a financial quantitative analyst that is also a violinist and also loves to implement ideas using programming. And I'm here to share with you some of my knowledge and experience. Today, we are going to use Python to build an application that keeps track of books that you are reading, keeping information like the title of the book, the description, a rating between 1 and 5, for example, related books, and so on. So just keep watching the video and we are going to code it together. So let's start coding our application. The first thing is to import the libraries that we are going to use in this project. Today, the only library that we need is the SQLite library. Okay, now we need to connect it to SQLite database, basically because we are going to build a table that will keep all the books that we input in it. Okay, let's call this base as, for example, books. So let's comment what we are doing here. Okay, let's run to check if the code is working. Okay, now let's move on and build a function to create the table in which we are going to store the title of the book, the description of the book, the current page you are while reading the book, uh, a rating between 1 and 5, and related books. So let's create a function called create table, and let's create a table. So if it doesn't exist any book, we are going to create the table. So we are going to store the title of the book, a description for the book, the current page you are while reading the book, a rating between 1 and 5 or whatever range you want, and related books. Okay, okay. Now let's move on and define a function to add books if a book doesn't exist in the table. So let's comment what we did here. Okay, and now we are going to build a function that will add a new book. Let's call this function add book, and the arguments are the title, the description, current page, all these arguments here. So current page, rating, and finally related books. Okay, so the new information that we are creating, the new book, needs to be stored into our books database. This is the reason for this piece of code here. Again, let's write what are the fields. Okay, now let's actually write the code. Okay, and let's print in the screen to make sure that the book had been added. Okay, now let's build a function that will allow us to view all the books that we already have in our books database. So let's call it view books. So for each row, we are going to print the row that is for each book in the table. We are going to print the book. Okay, let's comment here what we are doing with this function called view books. Okay, now let's move on, and now let's build a function to update a book that already exists in our books database. So let's call it update book. And the parameters are the ID, the title, your original description, current page, rating, and related books. So we will have uh, the option of update each component of the book. And again, you already know all the fields here. But now we need to add the ID. And again, we are going to print a message to make sure that we had updated the book successfully. Okay, let's comment the function. So now let's move on and build a function to search books that already exist in our books database. So let's call this function search books. And the only argument we will need will be the title of the book, the title from the table. Okay, so for each row that resulted from the search, we are going to print each row. Okay, let's comment the function. Okay, now let's move on. And now we need to write a code to the main interface that will interact with the user. So we are going to give the user uh, some choice. The first one is, okay, first let's write the options. So the first option will be to add a book, and let's enumerate it. So it's the first option. The second one is to view all books. The next one is to update a book. So each option that we are writing now uh, is one of the functions we defined here. The next one is to search for a book, and as we exhausted all the options, um, now we the user will exit the interaction. Okay, the prompt for the user to enter an option can be interruption. Okay, so we need to code each one of these uh, possibilities here. So we are going to use if to do this. So if choice is the first one, add a book, then the user will need to specify the title of the new book. Okay, the title and all the other fields. So we need to code all the options. Okay, actually it will be an integer number. Okay, now the rating. And again it's an integer number. Okay, now related books. Okay, the user can pass a list of books separated by comma. So finally, we call the function add book to add the book in the books database. Okay, now let's go to the second option here, that is view all books. So if the choice is to view all books, we just need to call the view books function. Now the option 3, okay? So we need to update all the fields, title, then description, then current page, then new rating, then new related books, and finally we call the update book function to update the book. Okay, let's let's move on to the option 4. So if the option is 4, search for a book, the user needs to specify the title of the book that he wants to search for. And so we need to call the search books function to search for the book specified by the user. Okay, now let's move on and code the option 5. Which is the option to exit. So it just exit the application. Then when the user reaches option 5, what happens is that you need to break the interaction. So finally, if the user uh, put some option that doesn't exist here, for example, if he puts option 8 that doesn't exist here, we are going to print uh, a message saying that it's an invalid option. Okay, I think valid option is better. Okay, now we need to call the main function. Okay, let's run all the code to see if it's working. Okay, yeah, it's working. So here is the interaction with the user. So as our books database is empty, let's choose the first option, one to add a new book to our database. Okay, so now we need to enter the title of the book. Let's just to, as an example, let's say it is Harry Potter. We need a description, so you can say a wizard boy that goes to a school. And okay, let's say that we are reading the some page. Let's put it doesn't matter. It can be 50, 50th page. Okay, Let's add a rating. Let's say it's 4. And related books, if I remember some fantasy books, uh, I think there is a book called from The Name of the Wind from Patrick Rothfuss. So let's put, I don't remember if it's exactly the name. I'm sorry if it's wrong. It's from Patrick Rothfuss. Yeah, I'm going to check if it's all right. Yeah, it's okay. The name of the book is really The Name of the Wind, and the writer is Patrick Rothfuss. Okay, let's move on. And okay, now we have a book in our books database called Harry Potter, and with its description, the page that we are reading, a rating, and the related books. That's all for today. Hope you like the video. Don't forget to hit the like button because it helps me a lot. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can know when I upload the next videos. I have plans of recording a second part for this project in which one I'm going to build a more interesting graphic interface to interact with the user. So again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can know when I upload the second part of this project. See you guys in the next video. Bye!